Hey everyone, welcome back to Take It or Heave It, your indie rock review show. I'm Ryan Peters. This is Amy Dittmeyer.
We're going to review 4 albums in about 5 minutes and tell you which ones to take and which ones to just not even bother with.
That's right. And because we know how much you love what we do, you want to make sure to check out the heavy edition of Take It or Heave It, where you can find out about all the best hard rock and heavy metal albums.
Fever Ray is the solo project of Karen Anderson, one half of the Swedish band The Knife. Her first album, Fever Ray, came out March 24th on Rabid Records. This is her single, 7.
I've got a friend who I've known since I was 7. We used to talk on the phone.
Fever Ray may not be for everyone, but her fantastic music construction on the album can be enjoyed by any audience.
Fever Ray's beat making and their songwriting is strong, but I thought that the lyrical content made the album fall short. I'm going to heave it. So the main creative force behind Fever Ray is Karen Anderson, who was one half of the band The Knife, but then she did a solo project, kind of went the other way, and I gotta say that I really liked The Knife, and I liked some of the stuff on Fever Ray. There's a lot of electronica beats, psychedelic sound, which normally I don't get into, but I thought that it was well written and well constructed, so you know, give her credit for that. The thing that I didn't like though was the lyrics. I thought that for the music that was so diverse and interesting and mature, the lyrics were actually kind of immature. It sounded like something you would hear in like a Fall Out Boy album, which just didn't mix well with this type of music for me.
I agree. I think the lyrics are more emo, where the music's more aggressive, but that's what I kind of liked about it, the diversity. I think Anderson's a great musician, and that really shows through in Fever Ray, because the way that she constructs her beats is incredible.
Yeah.
Which ended up me liking the album more.
See, I don't
normally would.
I don't disagree on the musicianship part. I think the musicianship is really, really strong. I couldn't get past the lyrics, and I'm not a lyricist or anything like that, but there's just like it was the discord between the type of music that you're listening to and the type of lyrics that I was getting that just didn't work for me whatsoever.
The Veils has been the alternative rock pet of Finn Andrews for 7 years. Their latest album, Sun Gangs, came out April 6 on Rough Trade Records. This is their single, The Letter. The Veils go against anything British and adopt a more American blues style on their new album. I'm going to take it.
Most of the Veils songs are wistful, but there's a lot of texture and depth to their songs that make it go beyond standard Britpop. So of all the bands that we listened to this week, I thought that the Veils had maybe the most textured sound.
Yeah, they don't sound like a typical British band like we reviewed before. It has like a American feel to it, but without sounding, away from their roots.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived in England, I would kick them the fuck out, because they sound like an Americana band, but in a good way. I thought that the mix between the electric guitars and the acoustic guitars made this really, really cool kind of tension within the music, and that the piano added a nice sort of depth to all the songs.
Yeah. The Decemberists are the Portland, Oregon band known for their big sound and expressive lyrics. Their 5th studio album, The Hazards of Love, came out March 24th on Capitol Records. This is their single, The Rake Song. I was disappointed on the organization on this album. However, everything that makes the Decemberists the band that I loved before is still present.
The Decemberists continue the trend from their last album of incredible musical diversity. I thought it was a really, really engaging album. So the thing that I really like about the new Decemberists album is that I feel like it continues the same pattern that their last album did, where you expect it to be really lyrically engaging, but I thought that the musicianship has been so expansive on their last couple releases. That's something I really appreciated.
I agree. Musically, they've gone the distance, but I think lyrically on this album, they really put themselves in a corner, because The Hazards of Love is more of a concept album. All of their albums are somewhat of a concept album, but this has an overall story with different characters, and the music reflects that, but I don't know if it was the story that they chose or just this album in general, but it was just really monotone and mellow until it got to like the Rakes part with the Rake Song and the latter part of the album.
That's really interesting, because I had almost the exact opposite reaction. Like, more so than other bands, you expect them to tell you a story, like, a full-blown narrative with like, characters and, conclusion and a climax, all that kind of stuff. So the lyrics were kind of what I was expecting, and it didn't really bother me that, you know, it didn't go from track to track, that it was, you know, the whole album was the same story or the continuation of the same story. I thought that it flowed together really nicely, and I thought that more than anything else, like, not even on separate tracks, but on, you know, sometimes the same track, it's a rock song and then it's a ballad, and, you know, there's a lot of tempo change and everything, but I thought that it all came together quite nicely.
I just thought it was really blah, you know? Yes, it has that classic layering and texture that the Decemberists are known for, but I think because of the more like mellow, emotional story that they were deciding to tell, it wasn't really expressive. And the fact that there was more female vocals on this album also was just kind of, it made it more breathy and lacked substance.
Really?
Yeah. And now it's time for Get to Know. Our Get to Know band for this week is Raise High the Roof Beam, a quintet from Chicago with a diverse sound. Their debut EP, The Build Up, was self-released August 14th. This is their single, The Great Midwest.
I found a friend.
So Raise High the Roof Beam is our band that you should know for the week. They're from Chicago. They're touring the upper Midwest right now. You can check out their tour schedule on their MySpace. I think we both think that it's a fantastic album.
Yeah, The Build Up is a great album, and I can't wait to see their new stuff too, because I saw them live like a month ago, and they kind of did stuff from the EP and new stuff that they've been working on, and they just keep growing and growing.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I like is, you know, rather than the like verse chorus kind of standard song structure, they remind me of somebody like, or a group I should say, like the Arcade Fire, where it's more of a soundscape, but where the Arcade Fire has like a real like grand sound. I thought that they actually had a bit of like a dirtier sound in a good way, a little bit more indie, a little bit more garage, but it plays to their strengths.
Right.
Fever Ray features strong songwriting but weak lyrics. Veils have a textured, melodic sound. With the Decemberists, Amy didn't like the album-length narrative, but I love the musical diversity. Raise High the Roof Beam, our band that you should know for the week, is energetic, and the family band pop style is very melodic. Thanks for watching this edition of Take It or Heave It. I'm Ryan Peters. This is Amy Dittmeyer.
And you can go to heavemedia.com right now and check out our album reviews of Beast, Handsome Furs, and Bishop Allen.
Amy, I'm really proud of you. You made it through a whole episode without saying the word queef.
Sounds horrible.
HEAVEmedia.com would like to thank the Polish ambassador for creating our theme music. If you'd like to know more, go to polishambassador.com.